Unit 6, Day 2 homework tutorial. I will work out the odd problems with you. For the first side, they want you to identify the similar triangles and write a similarity statement, then solve for x. So in problem 1, the first thing I'm going to do is identify all my congruent angles. So the first angle I know that's going to be congruent is angle N on both triangles because it's a vertical pair. Then these arrows on LM and QP indicate that those two lines are parallel. So since they're parallel, I have a couple pairs of alternate interior angles. The first pair is angle Q and angle M. And the third pair, or the second pair, is L and P. So now that I know all of my congruent angles, I can write the similarity statement to read triangle L N M is similar to triangle P N Q. Alright, now to solve for x. I know that there's a couple pairs of proportional sides that are given. It said we are given Ln, and it is proportional with Pn, and it should equal Lm, which is proportional to PQ. Knowing that, I can substitute the respective values. So Ln is 18, Pn is 12, Lm is x plus 3, and PQ is x minus 1. So now we must cross multiply. So I'm going to multiply 18 with x minus 1, set it equal to 12 times x plus 3. And again, I need to see this setup, everybody. You have graduated from elementary to high school. You need to show this setup every time to prevent mistakes. So now we distribute 18, and that would give me 18x minus 18 is equal to, now we distribute the 12, 12x plus 36. First, I'm going to subtract 12x from both sides. That would give me 6x minus 18 equals 36. Then I would add 18 to both sides, which would give me 6x is equal to 54. And divide both sides by 6, so I would have x is equal to 9. So at the end of the day, I did everything that I was expected to do. Here's my similarity statement, and here's x. let's go ahead and do number 5 since it's right here. So on number 5, it says that JN is parallel with KM. So we got some other sets of angles that are congruent. Angle, let me undo that real quick. I need my pen back. All right, so angle J is congruent to angle K because they're in corresponding positions. That means angle N corresponds with angle M. And then angle L is definitely going to be a congruent angle by itself. So with that being said, the similarity statement would read, triangle, let's focus on the smaller one first. So the smaller one is MLK is similar to triangle NLJ. That's the bigger one. So now that I know that, um, I'm giving two parts of the bigger triangle, NM and LM. I'm sorry, three parts, NM, MLM, and JK. And then I know the whole part, JL, which is 24. Knowing that the whole part is 24, I can find KL by subtracting 24 and 8, which would give me 16 for KL. Now I have all the small parts or the proportional parts for the bigger triangle in LJ. So since I know all of those, excuse me, proportional parts, I can set up their proportions. In other words, I'm saying LM is proportional to MN, and that would equal LK, which is proportional to KJ. So now I can substitute their respective values. LM being 6x plus 2, MN being x plus 5. Set it equal to 16 for LK over 8 for JK or KJ. So now I have to cross multiply. So that means it would be 8 times 6x plus 2. Set it equal to 16 times x plus 5. I'm running out of space over here. Well, I can write up here. So 8 times 6 would be 48x plus 8 times 2, which is 16. Set it equal to 16x plus 5. 5 times 16 is 80. Okay. So now I would subtract 16x from both sides. And when I subtract 16 from 48, I would end up being 32x plus 16 equals 80. Then I'm going to subtract 16 from both sides. So that would be 32x equals 64. And then divide by 32. So x is equal to 2. So again, I did as I was supposed to. I found the similarity statement, which is here, and I found x. All right, let's work on 3. This one's nice because it already marked for us the congruent angle pairs. So now I can list the similarity statement and say that triangle ABC is similar to triangle DB, excuse me, E. Now I can list my proportional sides. So I know that AC is proportional to DE, and it should equal BC, which is proportional to EB or BE. Okay, because those are the 4 given sides that I have or that are shown. So now let's substitute their values. AC is x plus 1. DE is x plus 5. And it's equal to BC, which is 12, over BE, which is 15. Now we can cross multiply. 15 times x plus 1. Set it equal to 12 times x plus 5. Distribute 15x plus 15 equals 12x plus 60. Subtract 12x on both sides would leave you with 3x plus 15 equals 60. Subtract 15 would give you 3x is equal to 45. Divide by 3, x is equal to 15. So again, I have my similarity statement and I have x. Alrighty, on number 7, I gotta label the angle pairs. So I'm going to start with the smaller ones because this pen is a little fat. So JK is parallel with NM. So my alternate interior, M pairs with J, or alternate, yeah, interior. Um, N pairs with K. And then lastly, the vertical pair, L. With that being said, triangle, I'll start with the big one. J, K, L is similar to triangle M, N, L. Or you could say JLK, MLN, just as long as the correct letters are in their respective places. There's several ways to name a triangle. Okay. Now let's label the proportional sides. So I know that JK is given, and it's proportional with Mn. I know that JL is also given, and it's proportional with ML. Keeping that in mind, I can replace the values, JK being 16, MN being 4, JL is X plus 18, and ML is X minus 3. So now we need to cross multiply to find X. So that's 16 times X minus 3. Set it equal to 4 times X plus 18. Distribute 16x minus 48 is equal to 4x plus handy dandy calculator, what am I multiplying? 4 and 18. 72. Alright, so I would first subtract 4x on both sides, leaving me with 12x minus 48 equals 72. Then I would add 48 to both sides, which would leave me with 12x is equal to 0, 1, 120. Divide both sides by 12, leaving me with x is 10. So here's the similarity statement, and here's x. Alrighty, number 9. The first thing I would do is label the angle relationships. So I know that AC is parallel with DE, so that means A corresponds to D, and C corresponds to E because they're corresponding pairs. And then it provides us with some sides, so let's label those on the picture as well. It says that AD is 24, DB is 27, EB is 18, and it wants us to find CE, so we'll call it X. When I look at the bigger triangle, ABC, I have part, 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 and part. So I have 4 parts. So I know that all parts are proportional, meaning AD is proportional with DB, and that ratio should equal CE, which is proportional with EB. That's supposed to be a B. All right. So AD being 24, DB being 27, it should equal CE, which is X, over EB, which is 18. So now we can cross multiply to find X. So 27 times X is equal to the product of 24 and 18. That's 27x is equal to 24 times 18 is 432. And we're going to divide 432 by 27. And x is going to equal 16. So, in other words, x represented CE, so CE is equal to 16. Go back at the end of the day and answer the question. If they weren't looking for x, don't say x equals. If they're looking for a specific side, tell me which side. Give its name. All right. On number 13, let's go ahead and label some of the angle pair relationships first. We have three parallel lines on this picture, forming two trapezoids, TPNQ and NQMR. So those are the two trapezoids. So there's four sets of angles that are congruent. So we have T congruent with N here. We have P congruent with Q here. This one is going to be congruent with this one. Oh, this should have three because it's different. And lastly, this one here, this Q, is congruent with this R. Okay? And now let's label parts. MN is 12.5. QR is 16. PQ is 15. We're going to find NT. So we'll call it X. If you notice, for when we compare both trapezoids, we have part, 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 and they're proportional parts. So in other words, NT is proportional with NM, PQ is proportional with QR. So if you substitute their values, you would have NT, which is X, NM, 12.5, is equal to PQ, which is 15, over 16, which is QR. So when I do my parts, notice the parts of the smaller triangle are both at the top, and the parts of the bigger triangle or trapezoid are both at the bottom. You got to keep parts in the same location. So now we can cross multiply. Let's see how yellow looks, just out of curiosity. I multiply 16 with x, get 16x, and I multiply 15 with 12.5. I need my calculator. All right, 15 times 12.5 is equal to 187.5. already know we're going to divide that by 16. So x is equal to 11.72 approximately. And again, x represented the side we were looking for, which is NT. So at the end of the day, NT is equal to 11.72 approximately. And one more, number 11. Number 11 tells you or shows you that HI is parallel with KL. So let's label the angle relationships. We have K right here with H. They correspond. L with I. And then it tells us some sides. JK right here is 7. KH is 21. JL is 6. And we're looking for LI, so we'll call it X. So if you look at the big triangle JHI, we have all 4 parts labeled. So we can do part over part equals part over part. So that's JK over KH equals JL over LI. So that's 7 over 21 is equal to 6 over X. So we can cross multiply. And some of y'all might be able to see a faster way of doing the same one without cross multiplying. But that's 7 times X and 6 times 21. But since we've been cross multiplying, I'm going to keep with that method. Is 126. And divide both sides by 7, and you would get X is equal to 18. And at the end of the day, we were looking for Li, so Li is equal to 18. Sorry this took a while, but I just wanted to make sure you understood everything. And this concludes your tutorial.